Hello, everybody, and welcome to Astronomy Arcade. I am very obviously not Vicky. Hi, how's it going? I'm your DM. Today is
We still call you Kai?
No, you may
You have
not
to do
call me
her
Kai.
Intro.
I can't do that. No, I'm not.
I can do it.
I'm not strong enough. Sure, go ahead. Best Vicky impersonations. Go around.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is McKenna, but you can call me Mac. And today we're going to be playing D&D in space.
But
Oh wait, no shit. I'm. It's fine. I'm too tired for this crap.
What is it? My name is
My name
Erebos,
is-
but you can call me Eri. No, that's wrong.
But today you can call me.
Welcome to Astronomy Arcade. My name is Kyle. You can call me Kyle. Normally you'd call me Leaf, but today you can call me Stella.
Yes.
If only I'd thought ahead of that. Oh well.
This is already a shit show. Let's go.
This is going to be
And
great.
this is going to be a disaster because Vicky's
Yes.
not here. Let's go.
Much like when we made the ship without her and got amazing things out of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
canon will be made tonight.
Oh yes.
yay.
Oh yes.
This is going to be a canon event.
Oh, no.
Yes. Everything is canon here.
I really hope it can-
Oh wait, no, that's every session.
So yes, hi everybody, welcome to the stream. This is utter chaos. It's going to be amazing. We are here for our fourth background session, something like that. So we're doing a little bit of backstory today, and we're going all the way back to the events of Mission 3. And for those who are unaware or who are maybe tuning in for the first time or haven't seen this before, Mission 3 is when bad things happen to Starship Endurance, the massive colony ship that all of these characters come from. The ship was boarded by pirates and slavers, and it fell on the ship's security personnel and her away teams to defend the ship against these people. We saw one side of the story. We saw Kai, Leaf, Eris, Zen all go deal with all sorts of craziness. But we have no idea what actually happened to Brick and Eri during this time on the ship. And that's more or less where we are going to begin. But first, let's go ahead and actually, without all the chaos from earlier, let's go around and have everybody introduce their characters. So, Amanda, you're up first.
Hello, I'm Amanda. I will be playing Erebos, aka Eri. I am still a psionic warrior elf, not as powerful, probably. And this is my best friend, Brick. Introduce yourself, Brick.
No. Yeah, my name is Mac. I will be playing Brick, Aries, best buddy, and single brain cell.
Half a brain cell.
Yep.
Yes, we share the one brain cell.
What?
So,
Does that leave me?
Yes.
I'm Kyle, which I actually don't think I've said on stream before on one of our D&D ones.
oh.
I literally don't think I've ever actually said my own name, which I'm just now realizing. I normally play Leaf, which is just a much better name. So you know what? We're starting that over. I'm Leaf, but today I'll be playing Stella, Aries' mentor figure,
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but today I'm a psionic warrior and I think an heirloom human. And you get to see me try to be motherly. This is gonna go well.
Mom.
And you are also team leader of Sigma Team, who is
Oh dear.
We prepared really well for this, guys.
yes, I prepared Kyle like nobody's business.
Can you tell that I'm just now finding this out too?
This is chaos. It's great. So
Where are my notes from that mission? Hold on.
they're there
'Cause
somewhere.
I'm gonna have mommy issues after this episode.
Oh, jeez.
I was
Okay.
going to say, I'm pretty sure that Leaf knows what happens to Sigma Team.
Oh, probably. Leaf knows everything. So where we will begin is
Kyle has both found out he's a mother and got promoted. So,
Congratulations, Kyle.
Yes,
Woo.
exactly. Skeptical sake. So we're going to go ahead and start off where we started all three of our first missions. Brick and Eri, you
Sure.
are both in your cryopods, and you, after falling asleep, who knows when, probably shortly after Endurance departed the Earth, you start waking up, and it's just incredibly cold. You feel just ice sticking to you, and your breaths come out as steam, and everything echoes as you hear the sound of seals hissing in the pod that you are in. Outside the frosted glass of the window, you see the dull red of lights flashing outside. And after a few moments, the pod clacks, a few releases end up unclamping, and it slides right open above you. And you find yourselves in the cryo bay. And this is a place you've really only seen once as you were boarding the ship, getting ready to go into stasis for who knows how long. This is probably also your first time waking up. You weren't supposed to wake up until you arrived at the colony. You expected it to be brighter. You expected it to be also a little bit warmer as you step out of the pods. And you are both greeted by not just a robot, but a few people you recognize. You almost immediately recognize Sigma Team and their red away team jumpsuits that they wear into the cryo system. And I don't know what are Eri and Brick's reactions to cryo sleep, because it's not always a pleasant experience to be thawed out.
Eri would just be kind of like trying to keep his balance as he steps out. He's like, "Oh, hey, good morning."
what is it?
Sigma Team's dwarf pilot Kenry just goes, "Ugh, okay, those were almost my good boots. You all right, buddy?"
Rick, are you okay?
No.
Okay, we'll get that cleaned up. I'm sorry, but anyway, are we there?
Well, the dwarf looks at the team's hang on, sorry, I don't even know this team very well either. One of the team's elf members, you recognize her as your team scout, Talia, and she says, "It's whatever it is, it's bad." Which is probably a good thing, otherwise they wouldn't have woken us up, and there wouldn't be any probably very fun times ahead. We're either repairing something or we're shooting things. I'm hoping we're shooting things.
So we don't know what's going on at all.
As you say that, the team's leader walks up, and Kyle, the team's leader walks up, and Kyle, I'm going to say, Stella probably knows a decent, at least has a basic idea of what's going on. And you are also very aware that you are part of the first wave of people being thawed out on this ship.
All right. First things first. Eri, good to see you.
Hi.
Terrible under these circumstances, but great to see you. We've been boarded, everybody. So,
Bye.
chop chop, everyone gather around.
Boards of what?
You just hear this. You hear
Rick. So glad to see you.
you hear Talia chuckle in the back, and the sound of just a gun being loaded.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is-
where's
Hi,
the ship?
Talia.
This is gonna
I
be
hope you
fun.
have more than just that one.
This is not very comforting, Stella. What is happening? You please explain?
Well, we've been thought out, and judging by the time, that's not necessarily a good thing. So, we appear to have been boarded by pirates, we're assuming. I don't believe we know at this point, right, Grant?
Not entirely sure.
We just know that, yeah.
Hostiles.
Protocol A4 has been initiated. That's all you know.
Right.
Easy for us. We'll take care of this, no problem.
It was a shit.
I don't carry anything.
Protocol
I just
A4 has been initiated, and which means that we are in the first wave repelling a potentially hostile invading force. So if everybody would please arm up to the teeth, preferably, and yeah, we're gonna get through this together.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got 2 psionics and this guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. And as you say that, one of the maintenance robots rolls up and stops, turns to both Eri and Brick, because Stella and the rest of the crew have already had their visit from robots, and says,
Greetings, Erebos and Brick. I have supplies. Protocol A4 initiated. Proceed to resupply with T0DD, then proceed to life support systems.
and it immediately shuts down, popping open a hatch on the back of it. And you find Brick, your gauntlet,
Yeah.
and Eri, you find all of your knives. All of them.
Oh yeah, I missed these. Just puts them in his boot.
You know, Hans, this thing better fucking work.
Not that I use these very often.
It will work. Don't you worry. It is fine. It is fine. It's experimental technology. I tried it out twice. It'll work.
I mean, we'll give it a try.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Kick a lot of pirate butts with it or something. I don't know. Let's see what we're dealing with.
I do need to make sure that we pick up Betty. I need to make sure we have Betty, our robot. That robot will help so much. Not
Betty.
just for butt kicking, but also for, well, I guess non-gentle healing measures.
Okay,
Yep.
sounds good to me.
Wow.
Up to, let's go.
Yeah.
Alrighty, everyone. Hans, Kemri, you boys play nice.
The dwarf Kemri just kind of nudges Hans and says, "We'll see who gets more kills this time." You remember that last mission? You remember that last training mission? Ha ha ha! Who got more, buddy?
What? Dude.
Best pilot in the
Alrighty.
verse, and also crack shot.
Now that that's settled, let's be on our way.
Okay, and I'm gonna say
I'll figure out the vibe eventually.
It's working so far. I mean, it's good.
I'm going to say, because it's relatively early, like within the first few hours, your trip through the core of the ship and the maintenance systems is actually relatively uneventful. You managed to make it all the way to T0DD's annex, where Todd supplies things and holds on to things, and I mean, you're at the grating after crawling through all of the vents, and there are a couple of other away teams who have already geared up, and they're just saying, "Yeah, be careful. Todd's a little touchy right now."
Yep, no problem.
Just stay over there.
What?
It's just you can stay in the corner.
What do you mean?
I don't think we want Todd to be provoked right now. Thank you, Brick.
Yeah.
I mean, my question is, how do you approach Todd in this case?
I was told not to.
All right, you can come. Just it's fine. You go ahead.
I'll just rap on the door. Todd, dearie, we're coming in.
As the door opens with a mechanical hiss, you hear the immediate sound of just something high energy powering down. And as you all walk in, Todd glances up and sets down this giant laser cannon that they were wielding one-handed and says,
Ah, Sigma team and assorted security personnel. Welcome. How might I assist you today?
Well, it appears we've packed a little light for our outing, so we were hoping you could kit us out.
Yes. Assessing. Distributing arms equivalently.
and immediately they just start running back into the back of the shop, and boxes start getting thrown in your general direction.
Cool.
I just love the idea that Stella's here trying to just like we've been boarded. We're dealing with hostile forces. No, this isn't a catastrophe. It's an adventure.
It's cute. I love it.
Everything's fine.
You're killing it.
Secretly trying not to panic.
It makes Eri feel more at ease.
So suffice to say, whatever you would assume your standard gear is for characters of that level, I'm going to say it was probably 7th level at this point. I think that's where everybody was at that adventure.
Okay.
With the exception for Sigma Team. Sigma Team is actually 10th level.
Okay.
So Sigma
Cool. I
Team's
don't have
got
to redo my math.
Yes. Sigma Team's got some fun stuff. And
Is this what your NPCs feel like?
yes. Anyway, so yes, you now have essentially the equipment that Eri and Brick started with, and let's just say Stella's got some fun things, and the rest of her team's got some cool stuff too. And immediately Hans just rushes forward and hugs this scary-looking hovering robot that just comes out of the woodwork and says, "Oh, Betty, I missed you."
I thought we weren't supposed to provoke him. Oh, that's not the right time. Never mind. Just kidding. Still learning everybody on the ship. I'm not part of this team, actually.
And I'm going to say the two of you have learned to respect and possibly fear Betty.
Yep.
Betty has occasionally Yes. Betty and Talia, the two members of this team, you both respect and fear.
And that Brick noticeably flinches around.
Oh, dang. That's saying something.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Betty.
Don't worry about Talia. Her bite's much worse than her bark.
Brick just looks slowly at Talia.
He's on our side. It's a good thing.
You just see a smirk as she's slowly loading a magazine, getting ready for later.
Brick hides behind Eri.
And as you do, Betty actually actuates, looks at you, and raises an arm that you know has a flamethrower on it. And Hans says, "No, Betty, you've done that before. It's fine. You don't need to do it. You'll get to flamethrower plenty of things. Don't worry, Betty."
Oh, hi, Betty. Just from afar.
The robot processes for a second, then raises its arm and goes, "Tss, tss, tss, tss."
Cute.
Are there any fun things that you ask from Todd?
So I mean, like, that laser's pretty cool.
All I need is my side blade. It'll be fine.
Do you wish to bargain for a laser?
Yeah.
Just take it. Just
Okay.
say yes.
Just go ahead and roll just a straight up D20 for me. I want to see how well this goes.
I don't want this die. I want this die.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Todd returns not with the giant laser thing, because they say,
It would appear in my records you are assigned to life support. I am told to restrict heavy weapons in life support area. However, I will provide you with this.
and it looks like some sort of jury-rigged, amped up liquid nitrogen dispenser.
Ooh.
That looks fun.
I have no idea what this does,
Neither
but
do
I
I.
will take it.
I have taken the liberty of devising this sort of cryogenic stasis tempora. You may use it as you wish. It
I
will
don't
not
speak
harm
the
ship
language.
systems.
I don't speak the language you are, but cool.
I'm sure all of you have noted you do not have Stimpack technology at this moment. Unfortunately, the medical bay is currently inaccessible to automatic systems. You must survive with what you have. Apologies.
We'll be fine. Right, Stella?
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Walk in the park.
It's fine.
Well, it's the three of us and then Team Sigma.
It's fine.
Come on, how bad could some pirates possibly be?
I mean, there's 6 of us, and how many of them can there be? We've got this.
Yeah.
You guys hear Talia just lean over to Todd and say, better give us a couple of crash kits, just in case, trauma kits, that sort of stuff. Todd disappears.
Grenades.
Todd
I thought we
disappears
couldn't have grenades.
and returns with an assortment of medical kits, first aid kits, a surgery kit even, and an assortment of grenades that appear to be disabling and non-lethal. So you've got a bunch of Tangler grenades that will stick people to surfaces, EMP, smoke, and a couple of stuns.
Cool. We're extra fine.
Sure.
Brick, look, some toys for you.
At the moment, that is the most that I can supply you with. I will attempt to send additional team members in your direction with additional supplies as they become available.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm getting slightly distracted figuring out what Stella can actually do.
It's fine.
Yeah, I've got my side blade.
Yeah, that's all I
I'm
need.
set.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's all good. I'm excited.
Someone knock side blades at there.
Yeah, it just like lightsaber suddenly like.
It's like when the aluminum balloons hit Transformer.
Yeah.
Please refrain from activating your weapons in this space. Do not make me activate murder mode.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Make it angry.
Oh, sorry, Todd. Old habits.
Of course, apology accepted. Good luck, away team and security personnel.
Thank you. Sweet.
All
A
right.
pleasure as always, Todd.
Okay. And yeah, as you leave, I'm gonna say Kyle, kind of roll a d20, and Eri and Brick, you roll opposite. I want to see if you maybe notice that, because I suspect the way that you're playing it, Kyle, is Stella's kind of covering for the fact that she might be a little concerned about what's going on and just try not to let on.
No, 11.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stella doesn't want everyone to panic and is pretty sure that we're in over our heads.
Okay.
And rolled a nat 1.
I got an 11.
Well, I got it at 20.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Eri knows something's up. Stella is way too cheerful. Brick, you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, Brick keeps it under wraps.
Okay.
So that's what he does.
I would walk up and catch up to Stella and just kind of nudge and be like, hey, we're going to be fine, right? It's you and me. And Brick.
Bye.
But, I mean, don't tell Brick, but we're kind of the most powerful ones
I
here.
heard that.
You just hear Talia smirk behind you and say, only if I don't. Hang on. It's been a long day.
It's okay. We're all on one brain.
Yes.
I'm so tired.
I'm emotionally and metaphysically dead.
Yes. Talia says, only if you see me first.
Don't worry. You guys will make a great team.
Nope.
Now. But anyway, Eri would genuinely try to talk to Stella right now.
Oh, Talia.
Stella, you're
Yes,
normally cheerful, but not this cheerful.
Well,
What's going on?
if we're going to have Well, if we're gonna go in fighting, we might as well have fun while we're at it.
I think with the role that he got, he would take that answer. Okay.
Yeah, you hear Hans and Cameron behind you say, "Yeah, another challenge, it would seem."
Yeah, things are bad, but
I
that
mean,
doesn't mean we can't still have fun.
what are the odds of them going after the life support, right? I mean,
What?
like, there's
Life
so
support
much other
forward.
cool
It's-
stuff on this
yeah.
ship that they could possibly want to take besides, the thing built into the ship.
I
It's
think that
fine.
pirates would be stupid to attack.
Oh, absolutely.
You,
Yep.
yeah, you see Talia and Hans just exchange a look.
The one pixel
Yeah,
squad.
Stella's just like very quietly, just like no, don't say anything.
Okay. So after a few minutes, it's actually a fairly short distance to the life support systems. They're on the other end of the ship from the reactor core and the computer core. You find yourselves in this essentially entryway lobby that opens up into multiple airlocks that lead into the actual life support systems, and behind that there's just machinery and tanks and piping and ductwork. It is like looking at giant spaghetti on the other side of this wall of windows, and this is the spot that Stella, you would know from your knowledge of the ship at this point. This is the one place where you are pretty sure you could hold. There's only one way in, and the bad guys have to come through it. And
This is the entry to the life support area.
yes, there's one blast door, and then a whole bunch of airlocks on the other side of the room. There are crates and boxes, what looks like combination of spare parts, some load lifter sort of vehicles, and just kind of some lobby-esque waiting room sort of things around. At the moment, it seems quiet. The room seems to be running on emergency power. The lights are at low levels, but bright enough where you can see.
Well, this looks like as good a place as any.
Mm-hmm.
Let's set up shop here.
Should we come up with like a strategy or something? I mean, there's just one door. What could they possibly?
We should
Yeah.
look out of them.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess we
here's
don't
the
really
door.
need it.
They have to go through it if they want to get anywhere, and we're not going to let them.
Yeah, this is a piece of cake, honestly.
Sorry, Talia points at a far corner of the room and says, "I call that corner."
Uh,
I call the other one.
Just so scary, like away from. Rick, I've never seen you afraid of anything. Invite.
I'm not scared.
Brick,
on.
Hans actually walks up to you and points at the cryo thing that Todd gave you and says, "Would you mind if I borrow that and maybe make a little bit of a trap?"
Of course.
Don't worry, it will be spectacular. And
Can't wait.
he immediately starts playing with this and some sort of improvised pressure plate right on the inside of the blast door. And he also seems to be jury-rigging it. You're not sure how. You could try and roll. I'm going to say at a disadvantage if you want to find out, because this isn't exactly Brick's thing. But you can try and figure out what he's doing.
Stella gave up on trying to figure it out.
What? Why is Brick so smart?
I got a 19, but let's not forget I have a 7 in intelligence, so I don't think I understand. His shit's magic. For all I know.
Yes, he is doing the standard Hans magic that he always does whenever he touches technology. Okay, and yeah, your pilot, Kemri, the dwarf, is just kind of, they've got twin pistols at their sides, and they just pull them out, start twirling them around, just getting ready.
So these things that you said loaders, are these like forklifts, like bigger than forklifts? Like,
Are you forklift certified?
well,
It's
not to brag.
it's essentially a forklift. It's not a giant one. It's big enough to move around the crates and spare parts that are in here.
Can this be a drive check to use?
Yes.
Do it. Do it. Maybe later.
Brick's just gonna get the keys for one, just to make sure it's working, just in case.
Okay. You notice Cameron has done the same with the other, and he's actually looks like he's trying to bolt on armor around the cab.
Yeah, I can't do that. Cool.
Eri's just hanging out over by Stella, but kind of just like leaning against the wall, cool and collected. He's not worried about this at all.
Stella unpacks a picnic.
Oh, cute.
We could be
Okay.
here a while.
Did you bring my favorite sandwiches, Stella?
Of course.
Thanks.
The ones with the crust cut off.
Yeah, my Uncrustables.
Well, they will be in a moment. Stella takes her side blade. Wham, 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 wham.
Yeah. Oh, you made a little crispy on the edges. Thanks.
And a diagonal cut just the way you like.
The side blade, like, it just explodes.
Oh, jeez.
Peanut butter jam.
Okay, so here's the thing with
Yep.
Eri and Brick now distracted with picnic. Does Stella have any orders for the rest of the team?
All right, we're gonna set up a barricade. And because which direction do we think they're coming from?
They're coming from that blast door, more than likely.
They're coming from the blast door.
Correct.
Oh, so we don't want to be near the blast door.
Yeah. I mean,
Gotcha.
for multiple reasons, including the fact that
That it's now booby trapped?
yes, with more and more booby traps as Hans has more time to play with it. It looks like he's pulled out some wiring and wired it into the controls on the other side if anyone tries to touch them.
No, home aloneing the
Hey,
shit.
buddy, help me with these.
Okay.
Barricading.
And this is the life support area, right? So there's
yes.
the life support equipment's in the middle.
The life support is behind a bunch of airlocks in the back of the room,
okay.
and there's just a wall of essentially high strength glass between you and that.
So
Okay.
we're gonna build an extra layer of barricade in the time we have because we've got 2 forklifts.
I can levitate stuff.
What?
Oh no, dearie, save your strength.
Okay.
There's going to be plenty of fun for.
So we're hucking boxes full of mechanical equipment.
Yeah. Aries not very physically strong, so he's just like straining. Yes, I am. Okay, just kidding. I'm not struggling at all. What do you mean? I
Okay,
forgot my stats.
let's
Aries yoked, dude.
Okay, well, not in my drawings. Anyway.
let's roll a team build a barricade and prepare defenses check
Yeah.
for everybody.
18.
7.
10-ish plus something.
Okay. Yeah, Aries distracted by sandwiches, and Stella's just distracted because shit's about to hit the fan. However, the rest of the team rolled collectively an 18. So the rest of the team and Brick actually make some pretty formidable defenses.
Nice.
Talia even has like this little elevated sniper's nest in the back corner, and she's just camping out there. And Hans has also apparently slapped some more armor onto Betty
Nice.
and has turned Betty essentially into a very fancy turret.
That's cool. And terrifying.
I like them better when they're like that.
All right, and now you guys wait. And as you wait, you hear the sound of the ship groaning a little bit, and the air starts to get warm as you begin to realize that there's other stuff going on that's not your mission to deal with. You hear the sound of like, the occasional distant explosion. You hear the rumble of what sounds like vessels passing nearby. And the entire time you're just waiting. And what do you all do while you're waiting?
I think Eri would just be kind of like playing with some like psi energy in between his fingers. He's bored.
Brick somewhat realizes in this moment how serious this is, so he's literally standing there like helmet already down, just kind of staring at the door, just waiting. He's basically holding his action the whole time.
Stella. If I could type at all. There we go. Manifesting time duration. There we go, duration. Cool. Stella's going to actually manifest a power quietly to detect hostile intent. With which it has a range of 10-ish meters, but it's gonna last a very long time.
Okay.
It detects aggression as opposed to vigilance.
Okay. Well, after a couple of hours of this, as you start hearing things get a little bit busier throughout the ship, you actually start detecting hostile intent on the other side of the door. And after
All right, everyone, nap time's over.
And as Stella says that, you hear the sound of an electrical jolt on the other side of the door, and just someone going, oh, hang on. Someone going,
Wow.
and you hear Hans say, "That's fun."
Eri would step off the wall, realizing that this is now like getting kind of serious, and is like ready for action now.
Ready, buddy?
Oh yeah, we got this.
And you hear a couple of beep boops coming from the computer that Hans has, and then you hear just a whole bunch of on the other side of the door as Hans says, and that would be the gravity plating deactivating.
Oh.
Now let's turn it back on, and then off again, and then on again, and you just hear the sound of crashing on the other side of the door. Now let's reverse it.
Eri's just like, nice. Keep it up.
And then he pulls out a scanner and says, "Oh, that would be another 5." And you just hear the sound of Kem Reed's teeth grinding nearby. It's just like enjoy your head start while you've got it, nerd.
Hopefully he'll be the only one killing people today.
However, after that, you hear the sound of a system power down, and Han says, "Well, that was good while it lasted," and then just tosses the scanner aside and pulls out some sort of strange-looking custom laser thing that he put together and just gets ready.
Eri gets his side blade ready.
Right? And Stella, you get a vision. There's going to be some cutting attempted against the door, and then a very dreaded silence, and something very loud.
All right. Stella, for no apparent reason. All right, everyone. When it goes quiet, back up.
And as she says that, you notice at the seam of the door, sparks suddenly start flying through.
Quickly now.
And there's the sound of something going against the other side of the door. After a few minutes of this, it goes quiet, and you just hear some shuffling. And the rest of the team, well, except Talia, who's already way back there, takes a couple of steps back. And after a moment, there's an explosion. And there is a roughly 2-person size hole in the blast door now. Everyone, go ahead and roll me a d20. This will represent just a generalized reflex save.
1. These
Hey.
Aries dice are cursed.
14.
Okay. I'm gonna Eri catches a piece of shrapnel. I'm gonna say in his shoulder. It just kind of slashes you and just keeps on going. You look behind you and you see it embedded in the high strength glass. Brick, your ears are ringing. You're gonna have a little trouble hearing anybody for a little bit.
What?
Stella's fine. However, let's see. You notice Hans just kind of go flying and skid across the floor for a moment and just kind of look down at this giant hunk of metal that's just impacted his armor, and just says, "Ouch! Could I have some help, please?"
Yeah, I would run over immediately and see what's going on. Okay, come on. This is not how you're gonna go, okay? So let's go ahead and get you up.
And as that happens, there's a bunch of shouting, and then you hear the sound of something hissing and a lot of crunching.
Oh, the crafting.
The what?
And those of you who are still looking and not going to go help Hans, you notice a couple of mottled orange and brown skin, or orange and gray skinned creatures run in, and then immediately just get doused in cryogenic fluid, turn instantly solid, and fall forward and shatter.
Nice.
And Eri, you notice Hans just kind of look up and say, "Ah, good, it worked." as you're trying to yank this thing out of the armor. He looks generally fine, maybe pretty bruised, but not dead yet.
You didn't get impaled.
Stella's gonna just walk over and make a controlled slash with her side blade, to just cut this thing loose.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to sever it. However, the armor, that front plate of armor, is just completely ruined by it. It ends up being that Hans just takes it off. All right. And as that happens, more of these guys try rushing in. They quickly figure out that something's going on that's causing them trouble. And after a few minutes, someone seems to reach a hand around and blast this trap and destroy it. It did take out several more guys. And Hans says, "That would be an even dozen." And as soon as he says that, more start rushing in, and Cameron says, "Not for long," and just starts blasting.
Save some for the rest of us. Eri would just run up and start
Brick's
slashing.
bum rushing the 40 steps closest to him.
Okay.
Stella's gonna throw her side blade.
Okay. This first round of combat, they're expecting resistance. They're not expecting this. So yes, Eri leaps over, zaps someone pretty good with the side blade. Stella, your side blade ends up just embedded in one of the boarder's chests,
And then disappears and reappears in my hand because I love side blades.
You still need to teach me that one, Stella.
And Brick, you
Brick just runs up, grabs a dude, suplexes him, flips back up, is ready.
Okay. And is ready and ends up facing an alien his size, who then comes at you. Finally, a worthy opponent. Okay, and chaos ensues as you guys just go to town. Every once in a while, you'll be going for another bad guy, and they just drop as their head disappears, and you just hear the sound of a gunshot. There's just a lot of chaos, a few disintegrations from Hans, a bunch of perforations from Kemrit, and after a little while, a few dozen of these bad guys are no more, and the rest of them seem to have retreated a little ways down the corridor outside the life support system. You have a few minutes. What do you do?
Do what I tell you. Easy.
Brick chucks a grenade as far down the corridor as he can.
You hear some alien shouts, and what kind of grenade was it?
Oh, dang it, we don't have any good ones. Probably one of the tangle grenades.
You hear a lot of shouting from down the hall, and then another couple of gunshots as Talia just does her thing.
I miss the real boom booms.
I know, buddy. It's okay. We gonna be chilling.
Here's the question: does Stella have any orders for anyone?
Everyone okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, more than okay. Besides
Having
this
fun yet?
shoulder wound.
Oh, here, let me help you with that. And Stella reaches out and uses empathic transfer to heal Eri.
Oh, thanks. You're gonna have to do that, Stella.
I think we both know I did.
All right. And you also notice, as far as the rest of the team goes, I mean, you can check on them if you want. The person that you're most aware of is going to be like Hans, who's kind of having a silent argument with his very custom laser rifle that he made. It seems to be misbehaving, and there's been yeah, it's
not a good time to be playing with toys.
Christine is having some issues. Okay, just one moment. And then after a moment, you just hear a curse, Scheiße, and then just the acrid smell of electrical smoke and a electronic hissing sound, and Christine is thrown aside.
Oh,
Here, but
We're going to be hearing about this for weeks.
Brick gives him his masterclass rifle that he built for Brick to use for now, and Brick loads the gauntlet and it flips over in front of his fist.
All right, remember what I told you about the prototype.
what?
You do need to reload it.
Oh yeah,
Do you have more charges? Did you pick them up? Did you remember?
yeah.
All right, remember, don't punch the charges themselves. Put them in gauntlet, then punch.
Eri would just hand you the thing because he remembered and Brick didn't. Here, and then he like looks it for him.
Punch the no, don't punch. Oh.
It's okay. Just watch.
Okay.
So Eri's explaining that to Brick now.
Okay. Is Stella checking in on anyone else?
I mean, checking on everybody, but
Okay. Yeah. Kemrit's just like, I'm fine. Lasers go forever, you know? But I'm hoping someone gets down here with some more supplies soon. I'm going to burn through these charge packs in probably another 30 minutes.
Wait, isn't this like the only entrance? Never mind.
Brick wouldn't think that.
Yes. And when you check on Talia, she's just like, keep me with some clear lines of sight and I'll keep doing my thing.
Me and Stella got you. Frontliners. You too. Yes, you too, Brick. No, you're not. You've literally been with me since I don't even know how old. You've never hit the wheel.
And Stella's going to hold an action to very rapidly burn through a lot of PowerPoints
Oh,
as soon as the noise starts back up to activate inertial barrier and inertial armor,
Okay.
which I checked, they do stack.
Okay.
nice.
You are beginning to hear noises. Not the
Yep.
same noises, actually. I'll allow you guys to roll some d20s to determine what you
19.
actually hear. Okay.
7.
Right.
And Stella's distracted, sheathing herself in shimmering force fields.
Eri's just
Okay.
in awe by what Stella's doing right now. So.
Because you see one layer of force field appear around her, and then you see a second layer of force field
Wow.
just like adhere to the outside of that one.
Okay.
That's another one you still have to teach me, Stella.
We'll have to find some time after this.
Please.
Okay, so Brick, as the person who rolled
Yep.
highest, this is what you hear. You hear the sound of servos actuating and the heavy tromping footsteps of what you're fairly sure is power armor approaching. And not just one set, it sounds like multiple sets.
Oh boy.
What? What's up? Right?
Big booms.
What?
Big booms.
Do I hear it at this point now?
You're pretty aware of a strange sound on the other side. I'm gonna just say, probably from Brick's background, he knows a little bit more about what the sound of power armor sounds like than maybe Eri does. So you just know it's a weird sound. Stella might have some idea what it sounds like, though.
Stella did not roll high enough to hear anything.
Okay. The sound gets very close, and then you see multiple sets of hands on either side of the blast door start pulling it. And all of you are aware of just the squealing, ratcheting sound of this door being moved against its will. And
How
yes,
far apart are this thing's arms at
fairly.
this point?
Fairly. There are multiple sets, and they are hiding on the other side of the blast door. They're not standing in the.
like.
Yes.
Okay.
Like if someone were to try and like grab both of this thing's arms and stop them, how big would their wingspan need to be?
You would need to be on the other side of the door, because what I'm describing is they're not standing in the middle of the hole. They're taking cover behind the door and pulling from cover. So it's as far as the span of the arms, it's a good 2.5, 3 meters by the looks of it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the blast door is slowly being wrenched open. What do you do?
Can I possibly use my side blade to try and like weld the door closed? Like where they're like,
That's not how side blades work.
dang it, I can't do it like a lightsaber melt.
I've never seen a
I don't know where
lightsaber.
people work
I'm not sure I've seen a lightsaber seal a door. I've seen them mostly cut them. Phasers on the.
You actually no. Given how the lightsabers supposedly work, you could do that with a lightsaber.
Yeah, because it like melts the metal.
Um,
Like if you hold it
You
just
just
close
have to use
enough.
just the tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think Eri knows how to do that with a side blade.
Okay. All right.
The hole's also 2.5 meters wide, so we probably don't have enough filler material.
Yeah, there's that.
Well, if they, I thought they wouldn't be able to fit through the hole.
But like the door's already kind of open.
Uh
Because
huh.
they blew it open and then they're pulling it open further.
Ah, I see. All right. Then I would just be at the ready with my side
Oh yeah, Brick's ready to do something real fucking
front
stupid.
line.
Okay. As the door reaches about halfway open, you are actually able to see down the corridor fairly well. And down the corridor, it looks like the pirates have set up their own barricades. And you're pretty sure you see an even larger hulking figure behind them, slowly tromping its way toward you.
Hey, Brick, you got the big guy?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And with that, the pulling against the door stops, and 4 suits of power armored pirate rush in.
Brick is rushing at him.
I'm
Brick's doing
rushing at
something
the other
real-
one.
Brick's doing something real dumb.
Okay, what does Brick do?
Brick is going to running at them, goes into like a Muay Thai stance, and then goes for one of their knees. And I'm gonna try and flip one of them as I'm yelling at Talia.
Okay, what are you just telling her to start shooting?
I'm assuming she can see what I'm doing and that the thing's gonna be on the ground in a second, hopefully.
You just hear from the back corner of the room, and what am I supposed to do? Penetrate how many centimeters of armor? You hear a gunshot and just hear something in the far background of the corridor just go, eh! She says, I'll stick with targets I can actually, kill. Thank you.
Okay.
Eri runs and rushes the other one, and he basically does like a little slide motion and just like swipes at their legs to also try to get them down with his side blade.
Okay.
How many of these things did you say there are?
There are 4.
Where are the other 2?
The other 2 are also rushing into the room. It looks like one is trying to head for Kemrit at the moment. The other's heading toward Hans and Betty. Betty, who you hear the tick, 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 tick of the flamethrower getting lit.
Oh, sick.
Oh no. Okay, so while this thing's on the ground, Brick is gonna haymaker with the plasma gauntlet. Like
Nice.
right in the center of the chest, just to see what happens.
Okay. Both Brick and Eri make just go ahead and roll me d20s, please.
11.
No, I'm using a different dice. Eri's dice are cursed, just like him. All right.
What did Eri get?
1. That's why I'm mad.
Your side blade snaps as you're trying to do this sick thing. You do make it underneath, but now you're kind of face to face with the other one.
My blade can snap? I thought it was just energy.
They can be destroyed, but you can immediately resummon it on your next move.
I
as
see.
Your next
You
move
lost
action.
concentration. But
Okay, gotcha.
So Brick, you don't seem to hurt the pilot of the thing, but you managed to take off the faceplate of the armor.
Nice.
and the alien on the other side, it's kind of hard to read them. They don't seem to blink, but if you had to, they look a little nervous about the fact that you just took off their faceplate.
yeah, Brick, who is now like I imagine on top of him, holding a piece of the armor with his fist up. Hi.
Nice job, buddy.
Yep.
All right, and what's Stella gonna do?
And there's how many of these things left?
They're still all left technically. None of them have been neutralized. One Eri tried to take out. Another's heading toward Hans and Betty, and another's heading toward Kemrit.
And Stella just saw Eri's side blade snap against one of them, right?
Yep.
Stella's just going to mosey on over there, designate that particular one as her dodge target, and then and then let's see, right? How many attacks does Stella actually get?
Oh,
Could be 2
geez.
if she's level 10.
Yeah, I believe it's 2.
Okay,
Unless you want to say she's got like heroic surge or something like that.
No, because I've already figured out which feat Stella has.
Well, that was quick. Okay.
I know, you make quick.
And it's relevant to what Stella's about to do next, so I can't change them.
Okay.
Stella's going to move off to one side, make sure to get a clear shot at this thing, throw her side. Actually, yes, no. Stella's going to throw her side blade at this thing, and then move over to where this thing is, resummon her side blade, and stab it.
Cool.
because Stella has all of the dodge sequence of things, which means she gets a shit ton of extra move actions before and after, both ranged and melee attacks.
Okay. Okay.
Wow. That's my mom.
Go ahead and
Not
roll.
actually my mom.
Go ahead and roll a. Go ahead and roll a d20 for the result with advantage.
Okay.
Mommy. I mean, mommy. I mean, mommy. I mean.
That's a 17, and I have no idea what her pluses are to anything.
Okay. Well, the first one just goes right through the chest piece into this thing, and then I'm gonna say pick a limb.
Ooh.
Which arm is it holding a thing in?
It seems something is built into the arms of this particular suit.
We'll take off the left one.
Okay. There's a flash of Psyblade, and there's a clank and a robotic scream from the occupant of the armor as, an entire arm falls off of this thing.
Whoa.
Oh, dearie, you shouldn't have interrupted our picnic. We were having so much fun.
I didn't get to finish my sandwich because of you. He's just on the floor seething.
All right, and what happens next? There's a whoosh of flames that actually goes right over your head, Eri, and engulfs the power armor that you ended up almost face to face with after your cool slide maneuver. And you hear the sound of roasting alien. There you hear another gunshot from Talia, and you hear the sound. One of the other power armor that was that gets past Brick climbs over the barricade, and you just hear a whole series of laser shots from Kemri. All right, next round. What are you going to do?
I'm going for the face.
Yeah.
Brick punch. Okay. What's Eri gonna do?
Oh, I thought he was rolling. Sorry.
Am I rolling something? Do I roll something for that?
Not yet. I want to find out what your plans are, and then destroy your dreams.
What are you doing?
Okay. I think Eri would quickly get up and try to go and cut off the other arm, the right arm this time.
Okay, leaving the other one who's being roasted to their fate.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like, he's fine.
Okay. And what's Stella gonna do?
Stella's going to do I have this right? Oh. Okay, yeah. Stella's going to stab at this. Stella's going to try to take off the other arm. And then if that's successful, take off the head.
Okay. All
It
right.
pays to be thorough.
All right. Stella, roll with advantage. Everybody else, roll your d20, please.
Another 17.
A 10.
9.
Okay.
These gods want me to die.
That's a 17 plus 1 because Stella. Oh no, actually, it's not ranged. Never mind. Because Stella also has point blank shot. Because
Okay.
that was a prerequisite for one of these.
Okay. Yeah, Brick. I'm gonna say because you removed the faceplate in the previous one, you managed to pretty well squish this bad guy. So you are officially one power armor down. Unfortunately, Eri, it looks like you hit something important on the back of the thing. There's a lot of hissing and sparking, and you're pretty sure spurting of oil. But you don't hit the pilot. Stella, you remove the other arm. And then proceed. You don't quite take the head off, but you proceed to stab it again, and the thing stops moving.
Should have concentrated before the battle. You were right, Stella. I'm sorry.
It's okay. There will be plenty more opportunities to practice.
That being said, there's another gunshot. Only this time you hear it ping off of something in the room, and you hear the sound of Camry going, get away from me, you, and then a crunching sound. And all of you turn around to see this other piece of power armor holding Kemrit and drop his lifeless form to the ground.
Oh my god.
You bastard.
And it turns around and deploys some sort of weapon and starts shooting white hot plasma. In whose direction is it going to go? Into the corner where Talia is. And you hear another gunshot, and then everything goes quiet over there as these bolts start hitting around where she's been hiding. What do you do?
Eri's going to immediately run over to the one that killed Kemrit and just kind of like leap onto the back of it and like try to dig his blade into it.
And Brick is assisting by basically like grabbing him and going for a headlock and basically trying to pull the thing's head off.
Okay. What's Stella doing?
Stella's going to run over to where Talia is. And because you said there's still plasma blasts going in that direction.
Correct.
Stella's going to rush over to where Talia is, and interpose herself between whatever this is and Talia.
Okay.
With energy adaptation set to plasma.
Nice.
Of course. Okay, yeah. Stella is
I would like to
absorbing
say for
some
the record
delight.
that I actually did do all of the math and stuff to make sure that this is reasonable for a 10th level character of this
Of course
class.
you did.
It's
I love that.
fine. Yes, you're absorbing some delicious plasma energy. It's rather spicy. Okay.
Yummy.
Yeah, Brick and Eri, make me some rolls,
Do
please.
not fail me. I'm quitting.
Stop using the fucking dice.
Or
Taking
it's canon. This is supposed to go poorly. It's fine.
15.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah, Brick, you managed to actually, with Eri's attempt at help, just stabbing more important bits on the back of the power armor, you managed to actually get this thing kind of off balance. It's no longer able to target anything specific. Its main threat is you right now.
Cool.
That being said, now that the plasma bolts are no longer hitting around her, Talia, you just hear some pained muttering from Talia, and she says, "I'm fine, just a little burned. Get back to work." And you all become aware of a heavy thumping through the floor and the sound of something very large approaching.
No. I think Eri's not really paying much attention. He's still just like going at this machine.
Are the plasma blasts still flying?
No, it seems to have deactivated those and returned to hand mode.
I mean, Stella's gonna rush towards the source of the plasma blasts, I guess.
Okay, that's where Eri and Brick are. So, what do you...
Did they just kill it?
No, they got it off balance. It's not dead yet.
Actually, you said there was big thumping noises?
Mm-hmm.
How big?
Multiple factors larger and heavier than the power armor you're dealing with right now.
You boys got that one, right?
Oh yeah. He's not going.
Good. When you're done with that one, come deal with this one for me. And then Stella rushes over to what I guess in the direction of whatever this behemoth is.
Yeah, it takes up the entire doorway, and
Stella jumps up, wraps her arms plasters herself against it, and uses immovability.
Oh, hell yeah. Come through.
Y'all should really hurry this up because this thing's now barricading the door for us. This is really convenient.
as it tries to punch and fails every single time. Okay. Jeez. All right. Yeah.
If we're counting, I don't know what Stella's basic level AC is, but it's that AC plus. Hold on. Let me do the math here really quick. It's that AC plus inertial armor plus the inertial barrier, which stack. Plus the damage reduction 15 that she gets from immovability, plus the damage resistance from the energy for plasma, which I believe actually stacks with the other damage resistance because they're not targeted the same way.
So Stella has literally become an immovable object.
Stella is using herself as an immovable rod.
Okay, that works. So, what are Brick and Eri going to do to finish off this particular border?
Sorry, go ahead.
So Brick was just on top of it, trying to, choke the thing out. So he just grips it, head and hammer fist straight out on the top of the head. What are you doing?
I would just nod at you and then get up to go run over to Stella. But on my way, is that one without both of its arms still hanging out?
It is very dead.
That one's dead. Oh, yes. Cool.
Next to its buddy that is very, very deep fried.
Okay, rad. So then, yeah, I would just head over to Stella to help her with
You are on your way there.
Somebody please kill this thing.
Where do you want me to hit first? It's huge.
You notice that Betty has raised its other arm and is just going to town with a Gatling laser that's built in on this thing's leg.
Okay, I guess anywhere, and I just start slashing like crazy.
All right. Yeah, both of you roll a d20. Let's see how well this works. Amanda, not the cursed one.
Well, the other one's cursed too because I got a 4.
No, you're just the bad luck because
it's Eri. It's Eri's fault.
Great die.
Okay.
Or is it Eri's fault? Maybe it's someone else's fault.
Yeah, Brick, you punch this thing. It actually reaches up, grabs you by the gauntlet, and throws you into the barricade. Eri, you get a couple of slashes in, but your side blade breaks again.
This is so frustrating.
All right, now it's their turn. The one that was going for Brick runs up and tries to punch Brick.
Let's go.
Succeeds. You go through one side of the barricade into the other side of the barricade. You're hurt. Not quite bloodied, but you're hurt. And the one that's in the door, it can't move in, but it raises one of the arms and targets Betty. And
no.
That's a crit.
Oh shit.
Its arm transforms into some kind of cannon, and all of a sudden there is a blast of radiated heat. And a moment later, Betty and Hans aren't there.
Oh my god. Stella, what do we do? Eri's kind of freaking out a little bit now.
Wait, hold on. Can I move my head at all? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, I can turn my head. Okay, cool. And I can talk and move my eyes. Cool. I guess I turned my head to look. Hans? Just because, I mean, go for the guns?
There's another gunshot, and you hear something clank and then start whizzing in this thing's cannon that just fired. And there's
it's
a blast.
It's gonna be okay. But don't stand in the way of that thing.
And then there's a blast, and you notice that the hand of this heavy power armor is mangled and blown to pieces. And you start hearing more gunshots starting to happen a lot more frequently. Stella is putting rounds into this thing, and she doesn't seem to be being very picky about it. Or not Stella, Talia. Other character.
Oh, okay.
Immovability is concentration. Shockingly, none of the other ones were. I mean, Stella can't do very much else and still hold this thing.
Can I use strength of my enemy on it? And like absorb its strength to hit harder?
I'm not sure that works against mechanical things.
Damn. Okay.
Hold on.
Brick is currently in the background now in a fighting stance and is gonna try and take out this other thing of power armor.
One of your natural or manufactured weapons becomes the instrument of your. I mean, it really does not specify anywhere in here that your foe actually needs to be alive. You gain the ability to siphon away your enemy's strength for your own use. One of your natural or manufactured weapons becomes the instrument of your desire and deals a strength of.
Grant, you are the DM. It is your intent as to how these rules were written.
Your strength and siphon. He did write the manual.
Yeah. Okay. Eri, you get a crazy idea and you reach up and touch the hand of this thing, and all of a sudden you just feel a surge of power. Have fun.
Yes. My blade like glows brighter, and I am faster, and I'm just like going to town on its leg. Or no, where did you tell me to hit its arm?
It's cannon.
Did you tell me to hit its cannon, Stella?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna go after that.
Anything that looks like a weapon, take it off.
Okay. And then like he just quickly like climbs up or what if he has to and starts going to town.
Please.
Well,
Okay.
because he said please. No. Just
All
kidding.
right, and Brick's getting ready to essentially have a boxing match with power armor.
Oh yeah. He does the freaking he loads his fists.
Okay. Roll your dice. And I'm gonna say Eri can roll with advantage on this
Oh
one.
yay! Thank you.
See, not Hurst.
It's just me, huh?
15.
14. Finally an okay.
Okay, you make some progress. The cannon's definitely not fully operational anymore, but you realize as you're doing it, this thing's got secondary weapons too. So the big one's done. There's something else in there, and it seems to be activating. Brick, you are punching it out with power armor, and you survive somehow. You managed to. Well, let me ask you, what are you aiming to do with this?
Sure. I guess so. Brick's whole kit is like defensive martial arts and maneuvers and using someone else's strength, even though against them. So I imagine it's something along the lines of it like strikes down at him and he just grabs it, goes with it. They both go toppling over and he just punches up with the plasma gauntlet and gets a solid hit in.
Okay. Not just that, because these gauntlets are still technically experimental, there's actually a power flare in this, and the entire charge goes out. And instead of just punching it, you blast a hole right through the chest piece of this armor, and manage to singe the guy on the inside pretty nicely.
Was that the last one? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
They kind of skid for a moment. They seem to be a little winded, and they kind of reach up with one of their armor hands to cover that hole. And they look like they're the equivalent of bloodied.
Was that the last one of those?
Yeah, it's not dead yet though.
Okay, cool.
And Talia tries to and succeeds in kill stealing. There's another gunshot, and then you just see this thing wreathed in electricity, and then it collapses.
I feel like that was meant for me.
You hear from the other side of the room. If it was meant for you, it would have been you.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
That being said, it's the big guy's turn. It raises the arm, and
Is it not going to try to move Stella? It can make an opposed strength check.
Don't tell him that. You're doing great.
it's going to do that too. But it raises the arm that Eri was going to town on, and
I'm hanging on for dear life.
Brick, roll a dice to see how well you get out of the way.
Oh, great.
14.
You manage to dodge out of the way as the floor where you were explodes. It seems this thing has rockets, grenades. You're not sure. And yes, it's going to make an opposed strength check with Stella. So go ahead and roll me a d20, please.
I don't know what Stella's plus is to strength. But it's 11 plus that plus 20.
Oh.
Because that's what immovability does.
Yeah, it tries.
It gives you a plus 20 to your opposed strength roll.
It tries to move. You notice that the feet of this mech kind of dig into the floor as it's trying to shift Stella. It is not working.
I just really wanted to see that play out.
Okay. All right.
You're doing a very good job. Keep trying.
You just hear a grunt from somewhere inside it. And it's going to do one more thing. A legendary action, perhaps. I don't think this would do...
Also, if it wasn't clear, I definitely have redesignated this thing as my dodge target.
Not really that useful if you're immovable, though.
That's true.
Okay, Stella... Technically, flamethrowers are an area attack that require a reflex save, and reflex saves can't be done if you're immovable.
Mm-hmm.
Please no.
Stella gets wreathed in roiling flame as what appear to be ports in the front of this thing open up and release flames. Stella is going to be not quite bloodied, but she's
How much
got
damage would that normally produce?
Normally, this would be, I would say 3d6 times 4 because it's technically 4 flamethrowers that are being used.
3d6. Okay, because Stella does have damage reduction 20 right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking it would do enough to leave a mark. It would not bloody her.
Yeah,
but
because Stella has damage reduction 20 two different ways at the moment. Against absolutely every type of damage. because I kind of messed up when I was calculating that one a little bit and went overkill on the there's redundant damage reduction here. There's so much that it can't stack.
Damn.
I just wanted her to be an immovable object.
You have succeeded. Okay. It is Brick and Eri's turn. What are y'all gonna do? Stella is still Gandalfing this situation here.
Yeah, this is super rad. Where did you say that the sound was coming from when the alien made a noise?
Roughly the center of the thing.
Okay. Hey, Stella, should I keep working on this arm or should I go for the kill? You know?
Kill the damn thing.
Okay. I would slide on over and try to make my way through the armor where the alien's at.
Okay, there's a lot of it. And what's Brick gonna do?
What is Brick gonna do?
I'm sorry, dear. I'm just getting broiled alive here. So a little bit of
fine,
speed would be nice.
It's okay.
No, not you, dearie.
Oh.
Brick, Shoot the damn thing.
Yeah, Brick will get his gun from the ash pile that was Hans and start shooting him.
Okay, both of you roll your d20s. Let's see how well this works.
Come on, here, dice. Blessed.
17.
You're blessed. 14. That's better.
Okay, you managed to start taking panels off of this thing to
Good.
try and get at it. And Brick, it looks like you hit something in the head of this thing. The eyes that were previously glowing, one of them shuts off.
Oh.
And you hear more grunting and like alien cursing on the other side as it kind of shakes its head back and forth. Okay, it's their turn now. The arm raises, and let's see. Technically, it would try to aim at Brick, but it can't. It fires, and the fire goes awry and hits one of the airlocks behind Brick.
Uh-oh.
And you hear a contamination warning alarm start going off.
Whoops.
Brick, just guard that stuff. I got this. Fine.
Also, in the corridor behind it, I think Stella might be able to see this, but I think Eri definitely does. It looks like a whole bunch of these pirates are starting to come over their barricade and start heading towards you guys.
It's frustrating. Is Talia? Where's Talia at?
She's still in the corner.
Okay.
So far.
Okay. Okay. Brick, keep an eye out for those small guys, okay? You can take them out easy.
Okay.
Okay. Brick is going to be shooting past both of you. Okay, and I'm assuming Eri's doing the same thing?
Huh?
I assume Eri's doing the same thing?
Oh, I'm still working on the chest
Yes,
of the
yes.
thing.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. I see what you mean.
Okay, both of you go ahead and roll, and Stella, you take more damage because this thing hasn't turned off the
Ow.
flamethrowers since it turned them on.
I'm not sure how much longer I can hold this.
We want to guess what Eri got. Any guesses?
Was it a 1?
Yes.
I'm
sorry,
Stella does
Stella.
roll absolutely incredible to maintain concentration, though.
Okay, cool.
14.
And I'm doing the suppressive fire, which this gun can do.
Okay. Eri, this thing kicks you, and you just go flying into the barricade, and you take a good chunk of damage from that. You're at the cusp of being bloodied. It's bad.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
And Brick, you're pretty sure you managed to take out a couple of the guys. There are a lot more coming, though.
Uh-oh.
All right. And this thing takes its action. It's going to continue trying to deep fry Stella. It raises the cannon, and there is a blast, and the corner of the room explodes.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what?
And bits of the sniper's nest that Stella had been inhabiting just go flying everywhere.
Talia?
Talia?
Or Talia, yes. There is no response.
Okay. Things are
Talia!
getting really bad now.
Stella, roll for concentration, please. At a disadvantage.
I hate you. Would you like to guess what the 2 die rolls were?
What?
Is that a 20 and a 1?
Oh.
It was a fucking nat 20 and a nat 1.
No!
In that moment,
And this die is now in jail.
I'm fine.
She's like, what's going on?
Eri.
and in that moment, not only is Stella officially bloodied, this thing reaches up, grabs her, and just hurls her across the room. And
Ow.
it is finally able to enter the room. And it's one of the arms is dragging as it just kind of walks in. And at the moment, I think the only one of you who isn't completely reeling from being thrown about is Brick. Eri, I think you're still kind of just collapsed against the barricade. What are the actions the two of you are going to take?
Rick is not knowing what else to do. I designate him as my unbalanced opponent, and I'm basically just lying back, rushing, trying to just push him back.
Okay. Let's make it a post-strength check.
And I don't know if power armor affects it, but he can't use his strength with strength checks against me. I don't know how that plays in, but that's the feat. So
I will give them advantage in this case. This is so weird. Okay, what does Brick roll?
14.
Brick leaps at this enormous piece of power armor, this thing that even that dwarfs your general idea of what power armor is supposed to be, leaps at it and somehow manages to make it like topple over backwards.
Nice. The big one?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of clangs to the ground. You're hearing confused alien chatter from the inside of it. It's a little confused what's going on right now. However, while that's happening, a whole bunch of these other guys start running in. What is Eri going to do about this?
I think Eri's kind of taking a moment, a little shaken by everything that's happened, and then he would slowly get up and kind of assess what's happening, and then just go immediately to help Brick and just start working at the armor again.
Okay. You are going to encounter a couple of these pirates along the way, so I'm going to have you roll to deal with that.
Oh yeah, I slice and dice on my way. 4. I take out 4. That's how it works.
No,
Right?
you get waylaid by one, and you end up in a fight with one of them.
Okay.
What does Stella do? Stella is very much on the other side of bloodied right now.
Stella gets up. You boys okay over there? She says as she hurls a side blade at one of the pirates. And then rushes after it, already summoning her next side blade to stab the first one she comes upon.
Okay, roll for that with advantage.
Uh, 12 on the die.
12? Okay, yeah, I'm going to say you take out those two. There are plenty more. And Stella's AC is insane right now. Okay, they...
Well, her AC is insane, and her damage reduction is still 20 for basically all of the energy type attacks.
Okay, all of these pirates notice that there's probably something a little weird after the first couple of shots, and they all detach grenades and just start lobbing them. Go ahead and roll me a d20 to determine how well Stella manages to get out of the way.
What I will say is, so because I checked, Stella has damage reduction 20 against sonic, fire, electricity, and I forget what the other one is. Like shock or whatever the like.
Okay.
Because it's the higher level. It's not the specific energy adaptation. It's this works for all. It's the all energy adaptation.
Okay. They seem to be just trying to do as much damage as they possibly can.
What was I rolling?
It's essentially reflex to see if she can get out of the way of some of these.
12 plus varying amounts depending on how close these things are to her at the time.
Okay, how effective are they?
Because she has the dodge feat, the agile riposte feat, mobility, shot on the run, and sidestep charge.
Let's go.
Okay, Even with all of that, Stella will take a little bit more damage just by the numbers. Not doing well.
She's just like whirling through these, sidestepping grenades, batting them with her side blade. Ah,
So cool.
that one got me. Wham.
Okay. And then I'm going to say she comes across what looks like an officer. And this one doesn't huck a grenade. And I'm assuming Stella would kind of try and prioritize someone who looks a little bit more effective. They, having seen a bunch of their buddies cut down and having seen this person just weave in and out of all sorts of crazy stuff and not seem to be harmed, they pull out a different kind of device, kind of disc-like, and they tap a button. All of your powers instantly end.
Okay.
And you may roll another d20 to see if Stella can maintain the side blade, and I'll give you 1 power.
That's an 11.
You maintain the side blade. However, the rest of the powers are gone.
All right. How close am I to this guy?
You are right in their face at this point. I'm assuming Stella was.
This is the same round, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
So I've already done most of the attacking I can do this round, but next time I can, I'm stabbing this dude.
Okay. Brick and Eri. Eri, I'm going to have you also roll to see if you can maintain your side blade, because something weird just happened.
Yeah. Okay. 4.
Your side blade disappears as you're about to punch this guy.
I end up just punching him anyway. I'm like, oh.
And Brick, what are you doing to this giant piece of power armor?
He's just wailing on it, dude. He's just going for Eri where Eri was hitting it previously.
Okay, Brick, roll with advantage. Eri, I'm going to say due to sheer surprise on your opponent's side, you may also roll with advantage.
Yay, thank you.
I rolled 2 14s.
7.
With advantage?
Yep.
I'm going to say with
Stop using
is
the
canon,
fucking.
I'm
Stop
telling-
using the fucking die.
I'm using Aries
I
specific
keep
die
taking it
that
away
I
from her,
bought
and she
for
keeps going,
Aries.
"Oh, can I have it back? I really want it back. I don't want you die." No,
It's canon.
Give
It
me-
knows its job.
give it. No
Okay.
allowed.
It ends up being more of a struggle with Eri and this person, and ultimately you end up going for one of your knives and manage to off this one pirate.
Sick.
Brick,
First kill.
you make it through the armor, and you find a leg on the other side. What do you do?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Brick is grabbing the leg
Oh no.
and twisting it. Whoa.
Sorry, but
Do you guys hear that on the mic?
Has Thor arrived by any chance?
There's a massive clap of thunder right above us. Anyway,
I know who arrived. No, I'm just kidding.
Brick is grabbing that leg and just twisting.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a little bit of screaming going on the inside. One of the arms tries reaching for you, and yeah, they're just desperately floundering around. They actually squish one of their buddies as they're trying to get at you. Stella, what do you do?
So I thought I was hearing the thunder on your end, but it's actually on my end. It is also storming here. I designate this dude as my target opponent because I have a feeling I'm going to need that. And then try to take off the arm that he was using to activate the device. Does the device appear to be doing anything still, or is it just like he did a thing and it...
It seems to be blinking in a spiral pattern.
Oh, okay, yeah. The first thing I'm going to do actually is take a swipe at that with the side blade, like in a direction where if I miss, I'll hit him.
Okay.
And depending on the outcome of that, we'll either reverse directions and take another swing, or just go through with a stab.
Okay. You're going to make this roll contested because this guy seems to be ready for some sort of close combat.
Okay. Ugh. I think these dice might also know the canon. That was a 5.
Okay. You
This
go
die is balanced,
you go in
as
for
it
the
turns out.
you go in for the swipe, miss once, and then as you're going for the other one, they draw a knife and stab you.
Ow! That
But-
wasn't very nice.
And you actually trade. And because you stab them, they stab you. And Stella, you are very much on death's door now. This guy's very much beyond death's door at this point, but you are on death's door.
How many more enemies do we have here?
Several dozen.
How on death's door is this guy? Or is he dead?
It's very. He slides off the side blade onto the floor.
Yeah, okay.
The device is still active.
I'm going to smash that. Eri?
Yeah.
As Aries punching it out with someone else.
Yeah, I'm just like in a fist fight. Yeah, what's up? It's like...
I need you to know.
No. I was gonna do something. Don't you fucking die yet. I was gonna do something.
No, Eri? If you're going to do something spectacular, now would be a really good time.
Okay, yeah, I'm on my way, and I just like, can I please just knock this guy out? Because I have like, I summon some strength and like extra strength. I hit strength because I can do that, and just whack him out.
I summon some extra. Hit your strength, then.
Wait a minute, you have strength.
Actually, you feel
I'll take that.
you feel almost as if there's a guiding hand leading you through that punch, and
Yeah.
you're not sure where it came from, but you hit this pirate hard enough where they do a spin before they land.
Awesome. I don't think too much about what just happened and assume it was my adrenaline, and I run straight over to Stella and try to do some empathetic transfer healing.
Okay, Brick, as you are, viciously trying to cause terrible amounts of pain to the pilot of this heavy mech,
Pulling him out of the small hole I made.
jeez, limb by limb if necessary. You glance up at Eri as all of this is happening, and you notice the crystals are beginning to light and arc back and forth, and that triggers some memories for you, not good ones. And Eri, you're almost there when just a whole gang of these pirates just converge on Stella. And Stella, make a opposed roll for me, please.
15.
Okay. Stella manages to take a whole bunch of them out, but the sheer mass is too much, and Stella disappears.
What do you mean?
And before long, the rest of these pirates straighten and start moving toward you, and you just see Stella on the ground, gone.
No, fuck that. Okay.
Or
I'm the big sad.
not quite gone, but pretty much there. Eri?
Because
Yes.
Stella actually can
Yes.
do one last thing, because I assume that Stella is just at 0 hit points here
Actually,
Yes, essentially.
and dying.
Yes.
But Stella, because Psionic Warriors have this, and I read the books that you send us. I read all 400 pages of that damn book you sent us, and it's coming in handy. I'll be damned if I'm not going to use it. Stella has proficiency with auto hypnosis, and one of the things that lets you do is when you are at death's door, you can keep going at the expense of it being a hell of a lot harder to come back.
Okay.
So Stella's going to roll to remain conscious and functional while at negative hit points.
Okay. Make that roll for me.
And Stella, I know the DC for this, and Stella does not meet it.
Okay.
Ooh.
You see Stella try to stay with you, and then she's gone.
So still reaches for Eri.
No, goddamn.
I'm sorry about
And-
the sandwich.
I'll always treasure those last words. I'm sorry about the sandwich.
And Eri, you feel a tap on the shoulder
Mhm.
and the promise of power.
I take it immediately in anger.
Okay. Several things happen in short succession. All of a sudden, Brick, you notice the lights just go dim. And then you hear a whole bunch of screams, and when you look over, a whole bunch of the pirates that used to be surrounding Eri have evaporated into dust. And Eri is wreathed in sheer darkness that appears to be flame, and they are rising from the ground, and you hear them chuckle and say something that is equivalent to what normally is said by something. Amanda, help me.
I'm sorry. I didn't prepare. No, I think he wouldn't say anything. He
Okay.
would just chuckle.
And then instead of the side blade that you're used to seeing, this length of chained energy erupts from Eri's hand, and they just start going to town on every living being in this room. And as you watch, you are taken back to another moment many years before where you remember seeing this exact same thing. You were quite a bit younger, so was Eri. Eri was probably in their tweens at most, and you were in the process of getting them the hell out of where you guys had both been for way too long. And it had gone horribly. The cult leaders who had been essentially trying to raise Eri and groom them for whatever it is, whatever goal they had, managed to apprehend both of you, and were in the process of exacting judgment when you saw Eri do this too. And all you remember, Brick, is flashes of just insanity, chaos. But what you do remember is that Eri mopped the floor with psionic masters, just completely decimated the entire leadership of this commune. And instead of barely making it out of there, which you would have done under the best of circumstances, you were able to just walk out carrying Eri. Oh, hello, cat. She has decided to make her presence known. Anyway,
Great comedic relief right there. That was good.
Brick, after a few minutes, the life support center is cleared. What is your reaction to seeing this happen? Do you take cover? Do you try and approach Eri? What do you do?
Buddy.
Just nothing.
There is
Silent.
I'm gonna go haunt the sandwich.
Just woo. A little piece of sandwich in there.
the Force Ghost of Stella trademark. It's just floating around. Okay.
Love this so much.
Yeah. Eri does not respond. If anything, they are acting very much not like your buddy. They are cold, they are calculating, and as you watch them pick apart this veritable army of pirates, they're borderline cruel with how they do it. Cruel and efficient. And as soon as the last one is literally split in half by this being, they take a moment, stretch, take a few deep breaths, and turn to you. and for just a moment, all you can see are two violet specks as their eyes burn and look deep into your soul. And then Eri collapses, and the darkness evaporates, and the lights come back on.
Was cool as fuck. I'm just like trying to catch my breath, honestly. I have no idea what just happened.
Brick would just go over to Eri and pick him up and I guess retreat kind of back into that tempered glass area.
Okay. What is...
I guess this explains why Leaf and the crew encountered so few of them.
I got you, buddy. You're welcome.
So what is Eri's response to seeing just this utter devastation around
I
him?
honestly think that Eri's a bit like hazy and is just like, we did it? Is everything okay?
Just hold still. You're fine. It's okay.
Is everybody? And then I look over and I see Stella and just lose it.
All right. And several hours later, other members of the away teams you've never met before, show up and check in on you, tend to your wounds, and the story progresses as we remember it from this point onward. You are not put back into cryostasis. You are actually assigned to a new away team, Dawn's Horizon, who you start hearing all sorts of things about them over the next few days. Mixed reviews from the other away teams. Alpha team doesn't seem to like them, but the other away teams seem to think they are the shit. And the story progresses as we've seen throughout the rest of our sessions. But now we know what happened to Eri and Brick during Mission 3.
I have an important question.
Yes.
Do you eat the rest of the sandwich?
I forgot the sandwich
Probably
existed.
gone.
Amanda wants to say yes, but Cannon, no, he would not do. Or what if it just like somehow like your last little act was just like putting it in his pocket?
With the last PowerPoint.
Yeah, the last PowerPoint, you like levitate the sandwich into my pocket and it survives. And I find it later and I'm like,
And now
it's all moldy. No.
and now it lives in a special place in Eri's stuff. Okay.
I am going to make that canon. He has a moldy sandwich in his room. He never throws it away.
And that's where we'll end the backstory session. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for our character
Thank you
torture.
for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Grant, for making our characters super cool and traumatized. Appreciate it. And Kyle, thanks for being my mom. You were an absolute delight. I'm going to think of you whenever I have an Uncrustable now. I'm going to be like, oh.
See, the problem that's really sweet until you realize the context.
Yeah.
And the implication that every time you eat an Uncrustable, you're going to picture me dying.
No, I think of the happy picnic moment we had before everything turned to shit.
That's much better.
Yeah. When you cut it so lovingly with your side blade, that really warmed my heart.
Here's the thing. Uncrustables. What are they called in this universe? Because that's a proud tradition we have at this point.
We'll come up with something.
Okay. All right. Well, while you're coming up with that, stream business for everybody. Vicky should be back to normal schedule next week, unless I'm completely lying and she completely countermands me, which is entirely possible and up to her. So there should be some more, I believe, Oxenfree 2 on Monday. Unless I'm very much mistaken, she and Aiden should be back for more astronomy on Wednesday. And of course, we will be returning to Mission 5 of D&D in Space next Thursday.
Yeehaw.
Check
Unless
out the
I'm-
Discord for updates on when we're going to
Yes.
be streaming. Check out Cryptic K podcast, done by our lovely host slash leader of the channel, Victoria Pereira, which we are all voice actors in.
Yes.
Check out our YouTube video where you can see VODs and really funny edits that Grant has made.
I don't
I
think
need
that-
to go watch those.
I don't think those are up yet. I don't think Vicky ever posted them. But
are
we-
they not?
Yes.
Oh, I just assumed.
Just
They're
kidding. They don't
okay.
exist.
The ones
No.
I've seen are hilarious.
Yeah.
So
Coming soon.
TM installed next Tuesday. Yes, click on Vicky's face and you will be able to get to her channel over at YouTube, where you can find all of the episodes for start the endurance campaign there. There are a lot of them, but I promise it is worth the watch. That's pretty much it. Yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Check out our Discord. You should be able to put in !Discord and it should give you a link. If not, we will put it there at some point. Anything else anyone wants to say?
I figured out your Uncrustables situation.
Yes, give it to me.
So on Earth, at some point in the mid 22nd century, they actually just stopped putting crust on bread.
Okay.
And so what we actually have now is, for people who miss the old crusted bread, we have Crustables.
Yeah. Crustable. I like it.
That Eri then likes the crust to be cut off of.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
So what Stella actually did was get bread specially ordered to have the crust, which nobody does anymore, just so she
Aw.
could cut it off for Harry.
That is so cute. I love it.
How do you make bread without crust? Anyway, all right.
Oh,
So
you cut
tragic. So tragic. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.